Hey guys, welcome back to my brain dump. Let's jump right into it. Peter, the system administrator, has blocked users from accessing social media websites. In addition to protecting company information from being accidentally leaked, which additional security benefit does this provide? B. Protecting against malware introduced by banner ads. Banner or header information messages sent with data to find out about the systems does happen. Banners often identify the host, the operating system running on it, and other information that can be useful that are going to attempt to later breach the security of it. The security administrator is currently unaware of an incident that occurred a week ago. Which of the following will ensure the administrator is notified in a timely manner in the future? D. Routine auditing. Routine audits are carried out after you have implemented security controls based on risk. These include aspects such as user rights, permissions, and specific events. An administrator would like to review the effectiveness of existing security in the enterprise. Which of the following would be the best place to start? C. Implement an intrusion prevention system. The main function of intrusion prevention systems are identify malicious activity, log information about this activity, attempt to block and stop, and report it. A system administrator wants to enable WPA2 CCMP. Which of the following is the only encryption used? D. AES. Cipher block chain messaging authentication code protocol makes use of a 128-bit AES encryption with a 48-bit initialization vector. A security administrator has just finished creating a hot site for the company. This implementation relates to which of the following concepts? B. Availability. Simply making sure the data and systems are available for authorized users is what availability is all about. Emily, a computer security officer, often receives reports of unauthorized personnel having access codes to cipher locks or secure areas in the building. Emily should immediately implement which of the following? D. Security awareness training. Security awareness and training include explaining policies, procedures, and current threats to both users and management. A new virtual server was created for the marketing department. The server was installed on an existing host machine. Users in the marketing department report that they are unable to connect to the server. Technicians verify that the server has an IP address in the same VLAN as the marketing department users. Which of the following is most likely the reason the users are unable to connect to the server? A. The new virtual server's MAC address was not added to the ACL on the switch. Matt, a security consultant, has been tasked with increasing server fault tolerance and has been given no budget to accomplish his task. Which of the following can Matt implement to ensure servers will withstand hardware failure? B. RAID. Fault tolerance is the ability for a system to sustain operations in the event of a component failure. Fault tolerant systems can continue operating even though a critical component such as a disk drive has failed. Which of the following security account management techniques should a security analysis implement to prevent staff who have switched company roles from exceeding privileges? A. Internal account audits. Which of the following would the security engineer set as a subnet mask for the servers below to utilize host addresses on separate broadcast domains? The answer is D. 29. Using this option will result in all three servers using host addresses on different broadcast domains. Disabling unnecessary services, restricting administrative access, and enabling auditing controls on a server are forms of which of the following? D. System hardening. Hardening is the process of securing a system by reducing its surface of vulnerability. Reducing the surface of vulnerability typically includes removing or disabling unnecessary functions and features. Which of the following is the best practice to put at the end of an ACL? A. Implicit deny. An implicit deny clause is implied at the end of each ACL. This implies that if you aren't specifically granted access or privileges for a resource, you're denied access by default. The implicit deny clause is set by the system. Some customers have reported receiving an untrusted certificate warning when visiting the company's website. The administrator ensures that the certificate is not expired and the customers have trusted the original user of the certificate. Which of the following could cause the problem? A. The intermediate CA certificates were not installed on the server. In the hierarchical trust model, also known as a tree, a root CA, root CA at the top provides all the information. Intermediate CAs are the next on the hierarchy. An administrator configures all wireless access points to make sure the new network certificate authority. Which of the following is being used? C. EAP-TLS. The majority of EAP-TLS implementations require client-side X509 certificates without giving the option to disable the requirement. Which of the following application attacks is used against a corporate directory service where there are unknown servers on the network? D. LDAP injection. A directory service is accessed using LDAP, Lightweight Directory Access Protocol. LDAP injection is an attack against a directory service. Just as SQL injection attacks take statements that are input by users and exploit weaknesses within, an LDAP injection attack exploits weaknesses in the Lightweight Directory Access Protocol implementations. A large multinational corporation with networks in 30 countries wants to establish an understanding of their overall public-facing network attack surface. Which form of security techniques would best suited for this? C. External vulnerability scan. In this question, we need to determine the public-facing network attack surface. We therefore need to perform a vulnerability scan from outside the network. In other words, an external vulnerability scan. While opening an email attachment, Peter, a customer, receives an error that the application has encountered an unexpected issue and must be shut down. This could be an example of which of the following attacks. It's B. Buffer overflow. When the user opens an attachment is loaded into memory. The error is caused by the memory issue due to a buffer overflow attack. Jane, a VPN administrator, was asked to implement an encryption cipher with a minimum effective security of 128 bits. Which of the following should Jane select for the tunnel encryption? Kind of talked about this earlier, actually. It's going to be A. Blowfish. Blowfish is an encryption system that performs a 64-bit block cipher at a very fast speed. It is a symmetric block cipher that can be used at variable length keys from 32 bits to 448 bits. Among the alternative listed below, it is the only cipher that can use a 128-bit key and which does provide additional security through a symmetric key. A security administrator is notified that users attached to a particular switch are having intermittent connectivity issues. Upon further research, the administrator finds evidence of an ARP spoofing attack. Which of the following could be utilized to provide protection from this type of attack? The answer is C. Configure flood guards on the switch. ARP spoofing is an attack in which a malicious actor sends falsified ARP address resolution protocol messages over a local area network. This results in the linking of an attacker's MAC address with the IP address of a legitimate computer or server on the network. Once the attacker's MAC address is connected to an authentic IP address, the attacker will begin receiving any data that is intended for the IP address. The IT department has set up a SharePoint site to be used on the internet. Security has established the groups and permissions on the site. No one may modify the permissions, and all requests for access are centrally managed by the security team. This is an example of which of the following control types. D. Discretionary access control. Discretionary access control, DAC, allows access to be granted or restricted by an object owner based on user identity and on the discretion of the object owner. Which of the following is required to allow multiple servers to exist on one physical server? C. Virtualization. Virtualization allows a single set of hardware to host multiple virtual machines. An organization is required to log all user internet activity. Which of the following would accomplish this requirement? If you want to pause to be able to read all these, you guys can do that as well. The answer is C. Configure a proxy server on the internal network and configure the proxy server to log all web traffic to a Silog server. When employees that use certificates leave the company, they should be added to which of the following? The answer is C. CRL. Certificates of the leaving employees must be made unusable. This is done by revoking them. The revoked certificates end up in the CRL. Now, the CRL certificate revocation list is exactly what the name implies. A list of subscribers paired with digital certificate status. A company would like to take electronic orders from a partner, however, they are concerned that the non-authorized person may send an order. The legal department asks if there is a solution that provides non-repudiation. Which of the following would meet the requirement of this scenario? The answer is B. Digital signatures. A digital signature is an electronic mechanism to prove that a message was sent from a specific user. That is, it provides for non-repudiation. Basically, it's non-refutable. An overseas branch office within the company has more technical and non-technical security incidents than other parts of the company. Which of the following management controls should be introduced to the branch office to improve their state of security? The answer is D. Continuous security monitoring processes. Continuous monitoring may involve regular measurements of network traffic levels, routine evaluations for regulatory compliance, and checks of network security device configurations. It also points towards never-ending review of what resources users actually access, which is critical to preventing insider threats. A network administrator identifies sensitive files being transferred from a workstation into the VLAN of an unauthorized outside IP address in a foreign country. An investigation determines that the firewall has not been altered and antivirus is up to date on the workstation. Which of the following is most likely the reason for this incident? D. 0 day. This question states that the antivirus is up to date on the workstation, which means all the signatures and stuff are all up to date on it, as well as the firewall has not been altered in any current way, which only leads to that it's a 0 day virus. Someone found that there was a vulnerability. They could get in, gather information, and no one else knew about it, so it's a 0 day attack. A security technician is working with the network firewall team to implement access controls at the company's DMARC as part of the initiation and configuration management process. One of the network technicians asked the security technician to explain the access control type found in a firewall. With which of the following should the security technician respond? The answer is A. Rule-based access control. Rule-based access control is used for network devices such as firewalls and routers, which filter traffic based on filtering rules. Alright guys, I'm going to jump to the next video.